country. This is what makes us, our country great in that sense.
Yeah,
we are unique. We're different. We're all diverse. This country was built off of a lot of things, a lot of diversity. There's all kinds of different things, immigration, just a lot of things that we're trying to stop that our country is based off that will never, ever.
Never.
But in order to move forward, I think we have to embrace that.
Absolutely.
And we're not there yet
we're
as a
moving
society.
backwards.
We're going back.
We're going back.
I hope.
I don't know if you've seen the different Jeff Sessions and all these conversations.
No, but I think the problem is too. A lot of these older. A lot of these older men are afraid of change and letting it go. Yeah. But as they see more and more diversity, I don't think that they're. If you look around, there's just everybody's just with everybody. Love is love. It doesn't matter. It's not looking at creed, color. It's just love is love. And so out of that, we're having children that are coming out of love and, all kinds of different areas. So eventually, I always say one way or the other, it's going to push you back to the wall. It's either going to break the dam or it's going to fix the dam. So more than likely, you're going to have to break the dam and then fix the dam. And while you're fixing it in a proper way where it's more stable. And I think that's where we're at right now. The dam is actually broken and it's just, it's really starting to crumble. And I think people are trying to figure out how can we rebuild this in a much better and much a better way. Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the next election.
Exactly. Big time.
Amen. Well, we have the House and Senate races coming.
True.
First, right? That's the most important thing because I think if we can have more Democrats elected in that race, then we can potentially get this guy out of office.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just people with common sense. Just keep it real. People with common sense. But
wait a minute. You driving in LA and you don't even have people with common sense.
That's true.
Use your signal light.
Yeah.
That was,
Hey, there's a whole podcast on that.
Yeah, we can do that another day. But let's kind of bring it back to your podcast. So what's coming up for you in the next 6 months or year for the podcast? Do you see yourself evolving into maybe doing speaking engagements? What do you see yourself doing?
That's a really good question. I hate public speaking.
Yeah.
Like I said, I record my podcast on Skype in my closet.
So I know. I was drinking when I was doing it because I was so nervous.
Yeah, it was fun though, right? Well, you weren't in my closet.
I was.
Clear,
I was like, he doesn't keep.
I was like, that's kind of.
It was so funny. So my parents listened, and I saw them a couple weeks ago, and they basically were like, so tell us more about how you do this because it sounds really professional and everything. I was like, I was like, I'm in my closet when I record it. And they're like, so people come to your house and go in the closet with you and record? I was like, no, it's Skype. Technology is this amazing thing.
Right.
In terms of what's next, to be honest with you, like I said, I've kind of shifted the focus in terms of bigger questions, more spiritually oriented. And I really just want to continue to go in that direction.
Yeah.
I've looked into monetization a little bit because I think at some point I'm almost at 500,000 downloads, which is insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So at this point, I feel like I'm ready to start looking into that. But when I listen to podcasts, my biggest I don't like that interruption of in the middle of the conversation, let's talk about underwear and sell you sheets or whatever. It's I don't. That's not what my show is about. I didn't start my show for money. I started it because like I said, I wanted to put something good out into the world, and so. There's different monetization elements that I'm looking into, and I'm sure you guys will explore at some point, depending on how you proceed with this.
Right.
But really, it's just to continue to put good stuff out in the world and inspire people through conversation, hopefully intelligent, informed conversation.
Perfect.
I love it.
Do you have any favorite charities or people in the community, that you help to support, you love, that we could, shout out?
Gosh, right now I feel like there's so many things I'm passionate about. I've always been really passionate. There's an organization called the Trevor Project, which is basically crisis counseling for LGBT youth. Just because that's, growing up gay, I had luckily had support systems in my life, but there's a lot of kids out there that don't.
Right.
And, the suicide rate amongst them is pretty high. And so this organization really reaches out and helps them. And so, of course, I'm really passionate about that. I think living in Los Angeles, especially lately, the homeless issue has really become something that's at the top of mind just because,
especially veterans, homeless veterans.
So it's a lot of veterans and it's mental health. And I think that if we address the mental health issue in this country, then I think we could work wonders with, stuff like homelessness and
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of go into a little fun stuff with tea time. Are you ready?
Ready for it? Okay. He has his tea.
And we have a
we're about to get the tea from him.
Yeah, to get the tea.
Just really quick fire questions, like 5 or 6 questions, nothing too crazy. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Your favorite president, dead or alive?
I mean, not to sound cliche, but I have to say Obama.
Okay.
Do I get to elaborate, or is it just...
No, that's it.
That's it. Okay. I think I've explained myself.
Yeah, I think you've talked about, you know, the opposite.
You're like, no more politics, Shawn.
Yes, no more.
Why did I ask that question?
Your favorite guilty pleasure?
My favorite guilty pleasure? Are you going where I think you're going with this? Because you know it's The Housewives.
Which one?
Yeah.
You know there's a bunch.
Yeah.
So Shakita and I actually were texting. I was probably a little tipsy the other night.
I think he was drunk.
But I was watching the new season of Atlanta, and like, I can't even with these people. I have to say that, like, so Atlanta, Beverly Hills, and Orange County are like have always been the ones that I watch. I'm partial to OC just because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know, I have to be honest. I started watching Housewives with OC, and those women.
They are
so
against
crazy.
Did I say bitches?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
They're crazy.
Yes.
Like, this last season was just like they just find stuff to
Enough.
argue about.
The littlest thing.
Yes, I was like OC, Atlanta. Those
it's
are my
crazy.
housewives. So yes,
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. I love it.
All right.
Okay.
Worst habit?
My worst habit. It's probably procrastination.
Okay. That's like the third or fourth time somebody said that.
Yeah, I tend to work really good under pressure. So if I have like an hour to do something, or you give me 2 weeks to do something, I'm probably not going to get it done until the last hour anyway. That's kind of how I've always been. So
Cool.
I love it. Okay, Shawn, boxers or briefs?
boxer briefs.
Ooh, I like AS. Boom.
Okay. Fancy.
Keeping it okay. So if favorite, okay, right now, what kind of music do you listen to?
So I, not to sound cliche, but I listen to everything. Pop music though will always be like my.
Yeah.
Okay, so
go-to.
pop. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say favorite pop artist
Right now.
Right now.
That's really tough. Just because I literally, music is like next to my podcast and stuff is my biggest passion. My favorite pop artist. I mean, this is gonna sound super gay, but Carly Rae Jepsen. Like
That was not what I was expecting.
I know,
but okay.
right? Were you expecting Taylor Swift?
yeah,
Just 'cause
yeah.
you're like,
I was actually
He's like,
no.
you're not white. Let's go with Taylor Swift.
I was actually expecting Britney. I was gonna be like, I already
Okay,
knew
well,
it.
all time. I mean, yeah, Britney, but like Carly Rae Jepsen, like her last album was just so. If you have a love for pop music, it lyrically, sonically, like it's a fucking amazing album.
Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome.
Alrighty, and last but not least, if you had to pick a superhero right now, who would you pick and why?
That's a tough one. I'm not really like a superhero guy. Like I'm not like I've never been like, oh, this is my superhero. Let me reflect on like the films that I've enjoyed the most.
There you go. We can do that. We can do that.
I'm gonna have to say, I don't know. Batman was kind of cool. I enjoyed those movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
Batman.
Sorry,
Okay,
my
Batman.
answer's
Okay,
pretty weak.
okay.
Perfect.
Because what?
That answer's pretty weak. Sorry.
I was like, but why? Why would you choose Batman?
Why?
Yeah, like
Just
what about
because
him?
He's all like stealth and like ultimately like protecting the city and
Yeah. Okay.
I love
Cool.
it.
There we go.
Well, Mr. Shawn Feeney, we truly are thankful for you for
Are we
coming
done?
on.
That
Yes,
was so
we're
fast.
done.
Hey,
Yes,
we know we
appreciate
keep,
you. Though.
we do it
Yeah,
quick. Like
yeah.
as we say,
Ain't
we
it?
do it
Yeah.
quick and easy. You
Yeah.
know, short.
Love it.
You know.
Try not to leave you hurt or anything.
I think I'm good.
So tell everybody really quick, where they can find you.
Yes.
And then we're gonna, post everything on our sites. And
Yeah.
stuff.
You can find me at thinkoutside-the-lines.com.
Perfect.
Easy.
All the links to subscribe, regardless of whether you're iOS, Android, all the social media links, everything can be found there.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Shawn.
much, Shawn.
Truly
We appreciate it.
Yay.
Thank you. I just
You
want to say
have to-
yes.
I'm really proud of you guys. This is
Thank
I love the show.
you.
It's a lot of
Thank
fun, and I think the best way to you guys just got started and dove
Yes,
in, and I
yes.
think that's how you have to do it. So
Yes.
congratulations.
Just jump in
Thank
there.
you.
Thank
That's
you so
amazing
much.
coming from you. Thank you so much.
Truly love it. Love you.
Love you.
Thank you guys for listening, and you can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on our website that we just launched. And just subscribe and review and rate. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Take a little time to enjoy your brand of Moscato and Tea with us every day on our blog. Subscribe and follow us on Patreon for exclusive content. MoscatoandTea.blogspot.com